everyone. Welcome to our Fae Grove.
Yes. Oh, so beautiful. Here we are in Austin, Texas, from New York and Boulder.
So beautiful here, though.
It is so beautiful here, and we've been waxing poetic in the garden.
A little bit. We were inspired by the scenery.
Yeah.
To just like expound upon our love for men.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And as we were doing this, as we were gushing about our love for men, Ginger brought up a really excellent point about how, frankly, that there are some women who are not even able to touch their level of gush and like love and adoration for men. Rightly so, if they've been hurt and carrying a lot of armoring.
Right. Protection.
Yeah. And I really love that you brought this up, because I think that, you know, I come from this place of like really desiring for women to experience what I experience with regard to this, again, like love, appreciation,
devotion,
adoration of men and of masculinity and maleness. And yeah, like what would you say for women who can't quite access that yet?
Yeah, I felt it because we were gushing, and then I said, if I had looked back, you know, at myself 10 years ago and I saw myself gushing as I was just a moment ago with you, I would not have been able to receive it. Like, gush would have been way too much. My body would have just been like almost concrete. You know, you pour water on concrete and it just doesn't absorb. It doesn't absorb anywhere. There's nowhere for it to go. And I just want for any women who might be watching to feel just that sense of desire, even if it's buried very, very, very deep, for how you do wish to feel with men, even if you don't currently feel it. Because I understand, like, the gush is very easy for you to access in your like day-to-day lives, but for a lot of women, there's almost like a fog. There's like a blankness there. Why would I be gushing about men unless it's like some adolescent, teenage, like crush type of way? But that's not the octave that you and I are speaking about at all. It's a much deeper, like thicker current of like actual adoration that has gravitas. It's not like up here, like like, oh my god, like, wow, these men, although we have that too. Right?
Yes.
But it's like this, it is coming from a deeper current of actual deep adoration that is like upswelling through us, you know? And I think that's the place that, in my system of 10 years ago, had I heard a woman just like gushing from these higher octaves, like, oh my god, man, like, la la la, they're so beautiful and wonderful and I love respecting them, and like, I'd be, what? Like, my mind would not have been able to allow that frequency to even penetrate my body. It would have just blocked it. So, yeah, I love
kind of the imagery that we brought to it earlier, because you mentioned having this sort of concrete, sort of somatic experience potentially around men, and that it's easier to sort of transmute the concrete into soil versus like going into like full gush, like flowing
waterfall.
right, exactly. Something I'll say is, I've actually kind of come through the opposite journey of like, I have been so like, I've always had this adoration and lots of crushes and lots of like, you know, that kind of energy around men. And I have had to learn how to like bring it down and ground it so that I don't get lost there.
Lost in the sauce.
Yeah, and so I don't lose my woman and like my sense of autonomy and sovereignty, right? Because I used to just be so outwardly directed, so like externally oriented around men. And I really would like get lost there, and that was where my blankness was I didn't see that there was something that was like I was keeping myself in patterns where I got very, very focused on the men and their, you know, approval of me, or like their desire for me. And so coming back into like this place in my body where, I mean, and I've honestly come back to like this experience of being loved by God, being loved by the divine, is because then I'm coming from that place rather than from this need to have like
the external come and get you,
right,
or like
come and get me,
you.
or that I'm like pouring into that, right? But it's like when I'm rooted here in my womb and receiving from God, from life, from the divine,
from
then it's
all
like,
that is.
then I get to pour from a full cup, a full chalice, right, rather than just like kind of pouring out from
spilling,
spilling,
flooding.
exactly, flooding. I love these like image-based like metaphors, because
elemental stuff works so well as a bridge point to your point, right? Concrete to soil is easier than like concrete to flood. Yes, and that's another thing about the I think the experience for anyone, but for talking about women right now, is like titration. You know, it's like slowly opening wider the capacity to hold, you know, for example, in the context of what we're talking about, to like hold adoration of men, to hold respect of men, to hold like a desire, just like desire. Some prickle of desire for something that we see another woman clearly embodies. Like, oh, I actually desire that. Like, let me feel that and hold that desire in my body, versus like making it about her or turning it into jealousy, like what you and I were talking about on the podcast, right? Actually just like feeling, oh, that's desire. Wait, okay, let me track that. Let me pull on that thread. Let me follow what that could even unfold into in my own body. Or what right action might I take, knowing that that is my desire? What's the next action to take?
That's a really good point. Actually, hearing you say that, I'm so curious, what can we imagine some actions that a woman might take if she knows, like for a woman who knows that she has armoring around men, but also knows that there's some desire to like have love, to have like a really beautiful, healthy partnership or marriage with a man, right? And like maybe it's a really, really quiet desire. And you know, what are some I wonder what some small actions would be, might be for a woman. Something that immediately comes to my mind is I invite women to simply notice men when you are out in the world. Like, I remember, I'll never forget a man in my life talking about what he's noticed between men and women, and he was like, so many women only notice the men that they're attracted to.
Right.
And I thought that was so powerful. He's like, there's so many women who don't even notice all the men who are around, who are just living their lives, who are actually being, you know,
of service,
or
in their mundane tasks, whatever it might be. And can I just say, that's an extractive mindset, ladies.
Oh,
that's extraction. If we're only there to get something, that's an extractive mindset. What do we hate about male behavior, which is just human behavior? We hate when males are extractive of our yin. We actually are repelled by it. So why do we do that to them? Why are we only interested in men for what we can get out of them? Or why are we only paying attention to the men, you know, to your point, right? Women as a general trend, only paying attention to men that they're attracted to. That's just as extractive as the other way around.
And so just being willing to widen the aperture, right? Going out into the world and actually watching like the men walking down the street, the men who are
receiving. I mean, I know that's a jump for a lot of ladies, but observing is like step one, as to your point. But also, can you just receive whatever they've got going on energetically? I mean, they might be completely hyper focused, which they probably are, on their line of service, but can you receive the frequency of service through that vessel of that man over there? You know, like observe it or receive it and like feel it in your heart and in your womb, that he's standing for something that he values. I think about this even with so like a shop owner or someone who's behind the counter at a bodega or a cafe or something, to like widening those channels of receptivity might actually look like being really present with the man who's behind the counter serving you, and actually like noticing how even before you say anything, right, if that's like a stretch for you, but noticing like
how can you appreciate this man? Like the care with which he makes your coffee and like does a little design on it, right? The helping you with something that you need help with at the store, like, and another invitation I will extend is like asking men for help. Like if there's something high on a shelf that you can't reach, asking and being willing to like feel the sensations that come up and just asking for help with something simple.
Totally, because we all know you can do it yourself. Everybody knows you could get it yourself. That's not the point. That's not the point. Yeah. Of course you can get it yourself. That's not the point. The point is to be able to receive and be in circuitry and in connection.
Yes, in connection and allowing men to be of service, because this is something that I have learned like through all my years working with men and engaging with men, is they so love being of service to women. And when they're actually received by a woman, you mentioned the word circuitry, and that's what it is. There's this like circuitry that creates, it's like life force playing, right? And when a woman, you know, stops that from happening, it's like she is not allowing herself to play with life, right? And like I've seen this so often that women end up feeling really lonely and feeling really alienated and really unsafe too. I think that this is part of the reason that a lot of women feel unsafe, is because they haven't allowed themselves to truly receive the experience of how many men in the world are just there to serve, there to be kind, there to be gentlemen. And, you know, advanced sort of posture here is recognizing that we in a very real sense, like create space for men to rise into being gentlemen by what we ask of them and by our receptivity to their desire to be of service to us.
Yeah, and to be open to that means we actually have to be open to nourishment, which is very challenging for a lot of women, because we don't believe that we are worthy of it, or we believe that if we're open to receiving, that would come with some sort of a debt that then we would owe. And that's where a lot of women's systems get tripped up and they opt out of that circuitry because they believe that, oh, if I allow him to do this for me, then I owe him something. And it's just not true, because what you owe is simply the reception. That's it. And I understand there are circumstances in which we've all been the recipients of some sort of hook, like an energetic hook, either from a man or perhaps from just anyone really, right, who's pulling for something because they've given us something. That's not what I'm talking about. The service or the gifts that Allyssa is pointing to come no strings attached. They're free of hooks. They're freely given and therefore can be freely received. And it's that allows the circuitry to even flow. But again, we have to be able to receive it. Like that is the payback, is us actually receiving it. And of course, you know, saying thank you goes a long way too. A gracious, elegant, genuine thank you. That's not that hard, you know. It's really not that hard.
So true.
But we don't know anything, you know, because we're not coercing anyone into giving us stuff, unless you're doing that. In that case, just stop. Like, please don't coerce anyone. No manipulation, no coercion. We don't do that. Why would we do that? It's a waste of energy.
Truly, when you realize that actually the natural circuitry feels so much better and it's so generative. It's not a...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not a zero-sum game. None of true energy is a zero-sum game. It's not.
Can you say more about that?
Yeah, I mean, look, it goes back to the extraction piece. The actual truth is there's such abundant life force energy everywhere. Open to us, to you, to me, to, you know, the trees around us, between men and women, between, you know, parents and children. There's so much free-flowing life force constantly available, and it's actually all of our blocks and the things that gunk up the circuitry that have us believe that there is scarcity in this, what you're describing essentially. But it's not true. So if we can get out of the way and just let the circuitry do its thing, then there's so much more nourishment bi-directionally for everyone involved, right? There's like freedom, there's actual liberation, and we just have more fun. It's just more fun. I don't know about you. I like having fun these days. It's just a lot. Yeah, it just feels better.
Yes, it does. It does. And I just stand that
pleasurable.
Women deserve it, you know? Like,
and not from entitlement at all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like the deserving word can be so misinterpreted, but it's not from entitlement. It's,
oh, totally.
You know?
Like, I deserve this. No, like,
no.
You as a daughter of creation
yeah, exactly.
are deserving of, like, receiving
life.
Receiving
the goodness around you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Receiving love. Oh my goodness, you're so deserving of that, you know? Totally. I hope a bunch of women watch this. I'm sure men will watch this and be like, yeah, you know, that's mostly right. I would say it very differently, but that's mostly right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. We're speaking to the Fae, ladies here.
Yes, this is definitely for the Fae ladies.
whether you're very expressed in your Fae or she's like, you know, hidden a little bit there.
Close.
I feel like there's a Fae in every woman.
There pretty much is. Yeah, as long as they're in their bodies, then there's a Fae in every woman. Yeah.
Aww.
I'm so glad that we did this. It's like a mini whoosh.
Yes. mini drop-in with my people.
Yeah.
So adore this woman so much. It's been so lovely to spend time with you and to gallivant in nature, which I will say also, like, part of truly opening to, like, men and to receiving from life is also opening to receive from fellow sisters and women and, like, love right here, right? It's really the practice of opening to receive wherever life is.
Yeah.
Even from nature. Like, the joy it is to just walk around this property and marvel.
So nice.
You know? It's like even starting there, marveling at nature and, like, opening to receive the beauty and, like, life force that is, like, constantly emanating from nature, it can be a place to start. So
receive your sun, ladies. Receive the sun.
Yes. Most definitely.
Sending love.
Thank you. Loving you.